Hello and welcome to Bio in Our Life. Today we will learn about the recombinant DNA technology. What is recombinant DNA technology? It is the process of combining DNA molecules derived from two or more organisms in order to create a new molecule of DNA, the recombinant DNA. Let us have an overview of the steps involved in recombinant DNA technology. First, we need to identify and isolate the gene of interest. Then, we need to insert the isolated gene into a suitable vector to form the recombinant vector. Then, this recombinant molecule has to be introduced into the suitable host. After which, the transformed hosts which contain the recombinant vectors need to be selected. Then, the gene of interest has to be expressed in the host. First, we need to identify the gene of interest. The gene of interest is a DNA sequence that carries genetic information which is of value in industry, medicine, and agriculture. For example, a gene of interest could be the gene responsible for production of insulin in human beings. This gene of interest, after being identified, should be isolated in its pure form. The cells have to be treated with specific enzymes, for example lysozymes for bacterial cells, cellulases for plant cells, chitinases for fungal cells, to break down the cell wall in order to release the cellular components such as DNA, RNA or protein. Denaturing detergents are used to disrupt the cell membrane. Contaminants such as RNA and protein have to be destroyed with the help of RNases and proteases. After which, chilled ethanol is used to precipitate the purified DNA, which can be seen as suspended threads. Then, the isolated gene has to be introduced into the suitable vector to form the recombinant vector, for which the purified DNA has to be first digested with a restriction enzyme to generate the sticky ends. Restriction enzymes identify and effectively cut the DNA in specific sequences. For example, if we use EcoR1 as our restriction enzyme, the specific recognition sequence of EcoR1 is present in our gene of interest, which is depicted over here. EcoR1 recognizes the palindromic sequence and cuts specifically at the positions which are shown over here with the help of the arrows. Then it generates the overhangs which forms the sticky ends, as we can see over here. Then the gene of interest has to be amplified with the help of a process which is called the polymerase chain reaction. It is used to increase a single copy of DNA to multiple copies. Then the gene of interest has to be inserted into a suitable vector. A vector is basically a carrier that will carry the gene of interest into the host, where it will multiply as the cell divides. Plasmids, bacteriophages, cosmids, BACs can all serve as vectors. Here is our E. coli cell from which the plasmid is isolated, which will be used as a vector. Then the plasmid is digested with the help of restriction enzyme EcoR1 to generate sticky ends. Here, the same enzyme which was used to digest the gene of interest is being used in this case so that the sticky end generated will be complementary to the sticky ends on the gene of interest. Here, this is our plasmid vector and this is the gene of interest, and then ligase, an enzyme is used which is used to join the gene of interest with the plasmid vector to form the recombinant DNA vector. Thus, plasmid vector plus the gene of interest is the recombinant DNA. Then, this recombinant DNA has to be introduced in a suitable host. The purpose of this step is to obtain large amounts of recombinant DNA. The most commonly used host is E. coli. This process of introducing the recombinant DNA into a suitable host is called the transformation. The recombinant DNA, that is the gene of interest with the plasmid vector, is introduced into the suitable host, which is E. coli in this case, to form the transformed E. coli, which contains the recombinant vector with the gene of interest. Then, the transformed host containing the recombinant vector has to be selected only, and we need to eliminate those cells which have not taken up the plasmid or which have taken up self-ligated plasmids. The cells which have taken up the recombinant DNA are selected with the help of exclusive select marker, which is present only on the recombinant DNA vector. Here, the host which has not taken up any plasmid is eliminated. The host which has taken up self-ligated or empty vector is eliminated. Self-ligated plasmids basically are plasmids which do not contain the gene of interest, hence such transformed hosts are of no use. We are only interested in those host cells which have taken up the recombinant vector. Next, we need to express the gene of interest in the host in order to increase the production of the desired product. The host cell will continue dividing, which will not only multiply the recombinant DNA but also increase the production of the desired product through the expression of the gene of interest. Thus, the host cell acts as a cell factory in which the desired product is being produced. Here, the host cell continues dividing, which will multiply the recombinant DNA which is present within it. Through increased expression of our gene of interest, we will have increased production of the desired product. Here we have our host cell, which contains a recombinant vector with the gene of interest. The gene of interest will get transcribed within the host cell to form the mRNA, which will get translated to produce the desired protein product. Recombinant DNA technology or genetic engineering is of importance in a number of fields. Thank you for watching the video. Do like, share, comment and subscribe.